Howdy, howlers. It's Sako Tumi, also known as Cass Voit, and I'm doing a random pop up in Morgan's Stead. And I have a party with me.
We're gonna stream D&D, right? No.
Right? So earlier this week, I dumped a cup of water on my laptop without Catechus's help, and it worked totally fine. And I tipped it over, and it was powered up and everything like that. And then I put it back on the stand, putting it right side up, plugged it in, and it went to sleep and never woke up. So I let it dry for another 2 days, and I don't have a screwdriver small enough to take off the back and see what's happening, and it won't boot. So yay!
Ooh.
Who's happy she backed up everything like a month ago and hasn't done anything this year?
Yeah. Always happy to have backups. Yeah.
So feeling really clever, but thank you, Sako, for helping out, and thank you everybody who's popping in to say hi.
Yep.
This is your clue,
We're
audience.
here.
Pop in to say hi. Give us some comments.
Sure.
Yeah, the comments will be all over the place. I'm
Oh
sure.
my goodness. Yeah.
And there's Andy.
To pry my external hard drive back up from my cold, dead fingers.
Yep.
Legit.
Howdy, Andy.
Yep. And my cloud backup.
I mean, I do write in Google Drive, so it's not laptop dependent, at least. So,
Right.
and I'm sorry, Word aficionados. I don't like tools that require a subscription.
Yeah.
Why is Xfinity calling me? I have no.
Save you money.
I don't. Maybe
you don't have any Xfinity products?
I don't have any Xfinity products.
Yeah.
They're moving into your region, though. No clue.
They're definitely in the region. That is not the problem. I'm just getting phone calls from them, which doesn't fill me with confidence.
Yeah.
Hi, Debbie. Good to see you.
You just need to pick up the phone sometime when you're not doing something more important like live streaming and tell them to put you on the no call list.
Or something.
Because you don't have a business relationship with them, and them insisting on keeping calling you is just stalkery and creepy.
There is a chance that
It's 4:30 on a Sunday.
Oh, thanks, Andy. I've been here, just being quiet. I'm a busy bee. Buzz. Good to see you, Sarah.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness. It's been a week. So why don't we tell the crowd like what exactly, or did we? And
well, people were still logging in, but yeah, I dumped a cup of water on my laptop.
Yeah.
On Wednesday.
Oh.
So it's been drying out for a couple days, and it was on. It was booted. It looked fine, and then I put it on the stand and plugged it in, and then it was like, I'm going to sleep, and I will never wake up again.
It must have shorted.
So, like right now, I can see the orange light of the battery charging, but like,
oh, that's so maybe the battery was blown.
It's been plugged in for over half an hour though, and it doesn't have a mechanical on switch. It's like one of the F keys is also the power switch.
Oh,
okay.
So I'm like, what if I plug in an external laptop or keyboard?
External keyboard and see if it'll pop up.
But it would have to be an external keyboard with a power button, and I don't know if I have one of those.
Yeah.
So it's frustrating. It's very frustrating, and neither of these screwdrivers are big enough or small enough
to get the screws.
Neither of them are the right screwdriver for the screws on your laptop.
Me duck out of the way.
It will not focus that close.
Okay. Anyway.
Yep.
It won't focus on it, period, if it's got my face in there, because cameras like faces better than screwdrivers.
Stupid.
I like faces and screwdrivers, so now I'm thirsty.
I was going to say, I like putting screwdrivers in my face. No.
Now I'm thirsty. Yeah.
Not that way. No. Yeah, this has just been a monstrous week across the board, hasn't it? I mean,
I get to write about mine, but I don't know what my wins are for the week.
Well,
usually I pick 3 things that I succeeded at.
Well, you didn't destroy your laptop.
True.
You survived to the end of the week.
That as well.
And you haven't murdered anyone that I know of.
That you know of.
You haven't been caught murdering anyone.
Well put.
Because I know my wife got sick last Sunday night.
Oh no!
And we ended up staying up late she had some gastrointestinal distress, and that ended up triggering a panic attack. Oh. So we stayed up late to figure out, it's like, are we going to be stable or are we going to go to the emergency room? And we ended up getting everything stabilized, which was good, but it also meant I'm not going into work after staying up till like 2 or 3 in the morning on a Sunday night. Go and do work on Tuesday. It's grueling experience. Come back home to do a continual panel that was supposed to be at 7, and somewhere between when I signed up for it and that night, they moved it from 7 to 9.
Are you sure it wasn't in the wrong zip code or area?
No.
Oh yeah, area code.
No, it was in a list of panels to sign up for, and all of them were at 7. And I put it in my calendar at 7, which as soon as I signed up for it, I put it in my calendar at the correct date and time. And I looked at it and it said at 9. It was the only one that had this note at 9. And it's like, so they changed the time after I signed up for it, didn't send a note out to anybody.
That's really frustrating.
Yeah. And it's like, otherwise I enjoy doing the panels with continual, but
yeah,
on Tuesday, that was just frustrating.
Yeah.
Sunday night was rough.
At least they moved it back instead of forward. I mean, I know it made it a late night, but it meant you didn't miss it.
Yeah. So. And then on Wednesday, I get up to go to work, and traffic is absolutely
abysmal.
Screwed. I drove for over an hour and a half, and I never made it out of Maryland. I didn't.
How long is it normally?
Usually I can get into work in 45 minutes to an hour, depending on how traffic is.
And how much of that is in Maryland? Like half, a quarter?
A half to 3/4.
Okay.
I mean, I will admit Maryland usually has more messed up traffic, because by the time I get to the bridge, I'm on the interstate, I get on the express lanes, and I'm good for most of the way.
Right.
And on Wednesday morning, I hadn't made it to the bridge, was still stuck in traffic, and it was still saying you've got over an hour's drive to go before you get there. And I said, bag it, I'm going home.
Screw this.
Yeah.
Not sitting in this anymore.
Did you use vacation time or work from home?
I use vacation time.
Sure.
Because I'm not allowed to do work from home right now because I don't have a supervisor. Your supervisor has to approve your work from home. My old supervisor just retired. And the new supervisor doesn't start until the 25th.
That is the silliest thing I've ever heard of.
Yep.
It's pretty up there for silly.
You need your handheld, like. Why do you need a supervisor?
to sign off on it.
This is all about corporate regulations that plan for the most generic case and don't ever actually figure out, oh, here are things that happen in real life. And just in case, Thursday I go into work and I start getting messages that my supervisor or that my time card hasn't gone in because my supervisor hasn't approved it, because my supervisor retired the week before.
Because there's no...
Don't they have a delegate?
Yes. When you're a supervisor, you appoint people who are delegates. When you retire, they take you out of the system, and that takes out all your delegates.
That is clever.
And this happens all the freaking time, and they don't have a process in the system to account for it. So that means that you have to, I had to go and find someone who could contact the right people to set me up with a new supervisor so that person could approve my time card. But it's like I spent half the day on this, and it's like,
oh, and this is why you need a supervisor.
Yeah. Why do you need a supervisor? Because somebody's got to approve it.
Somebody's gotta sign off,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Somebody's job is to make your supervisor. Are we starting a?
We're getting ready.
We're
Okay.
prepping for a sprint.
Okay.
We're prepping.
Yeah, a supervisor's job is to make sure that you have work and you get paid. So I can see why not having a supervisor means you don't have work and you don't get paid.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, that
In
epic.
fact, I've got a ton of work because I'm doing half of the old supervisor's work. So.
Right.
Can you approve yourself then? Can you delegate to yourself?
No, you can't.
God.
I thought I found a loophole for you. I'm sorry.
We thought we could help.
So yes, last week was a torturous week. And
well, hopefully this week goes a hell of a lot better. And let's start the week with the first sprint.
Yeah.
Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Sprint.
Boom chakalaka. I was looking around for an actual bird because I'm outside.
That's excellent.
Was that the timer? I was going to say we're in bonus time now.
Bonus time. Yeah, I have a timer for the chatty part so that we don't run over. It is a great day for a walk in the DMV. No kidding.
Yeah.
And it's not like I can do anything on my phone while streaming, and my laptop is dead. And
So
I think I've gotten 5,000 steps 5 times this year. It's not been a good year for steps. So, reminding my body how like walking works.
Mm-hmm.
And there are no physical books, right? It's all on your phone.
Oh my God, let's not talk about my physical to read pile and how precarious it is and how it has 4 grocery bags in front of it. Full.
Okay. So lack of access to the physical books.
Not necessarily. Well, every time I visit my mom, she's got a bag or 2 of books she's getting rid of that she and my aunt have gone through. And if I don't get them, she's going to donate them.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, well,
and so I'm taking
one.
So now they go through you, and you get to decide if they get donated later.
No. I only take like a third of the book. I don't take like my mom's a retired librarian and my aunt is on disability. Like they go through books. And they don't do much online reading. So
you come by it honestly.
It's a lot.
Family. Yeah.
I mean, yes.
Yeah. Voracious readers.
How was y'all's sprint?
Mine went by real fast.
It was only 20 minutes instead of 24. So
that is true. I only do 20-minute sprints. I am putting together this week's Substack. It feels short, but there's a lot of content.
Mm-hmm. So I've been working on my editing, and I'm at a place where my characters are taking a rustic bus made out of a wagon to the center of a village so they can try to rent a horse-drawn carriage for the day. The carriage turns out to be a disreputable wagon. And now my editor is saying, it's like, what's a cart? What's a wagon? What's a carriage? Be firm, be correct with your terms. And it's like, great. Now I have to look up the definitions for all.
Jeez,
I mean,
okay.
you can, but like obviously you had an intention in your head and you could just go with, in this world, this is what they refer to as that.
Well, a cart is a 2-wheeled vehicle. A wagon is a 4-wheeled vehicle. A carriage is a 4-wheeled vehicle that is made nice for passengers.
With walls and a roof.
Usually, yes. The one problem I have is like the bus is basically a wagon with benches nailed to it. So I've misrepresented that as a cart in several places. So now I got to fix that.
Yeah, summing up my week is proving difficult. The most I can do is be like, okay, this is a portion of my life. This is the point that I'm at. This portion of my life, this is the point where I'm at. This portion of life, it's I feel like it's both slowing me down and in a good way and a bad way. Like it's difficult to describe.
I think I get it. With my dad's estate starting to get moving, it is more stuff on my plate. Thank you, Morgan. it is more stuff on my plate, but it's also a reminder that I need to look at my own finances and start getting my own affairs organized, which is a good thing. It's probably something that's a bit past due, but
Yeah, call to
I'm
action.
I'm finding the resources. I'm pulling things together. It's just a whole lot of stuff that I got to do all at the same time.
Well,
So
the
it's it's
upside is you can, as far as getting your own affairs in order, your directive thing. There are outlines that you can follow
Oh, yeah.
for such documents, which
Oh,
I was lucky enough to find.
I
But
haven't really gotten to my will or medical directives or anything like that. I'm just trying to make sure I've got my finances straight out
oh, sure.
for retirement, because those are going to have to feed into the will as well. But it's it's good stuff, but it also gets in your way because there's so much of it all at once.
Yeah.
I just realized my default is to have everything go to my twin, and I have other siblings, and they could use the help a little more. So maybe I should put a little more thought into this.
Yeah. So thanks for the offer, Andy. For the lawyers, I've actually found out that there are a number of services available through my credit union for retirement planning.
Nice.
And actually, I may be talking to you anyway, Andy, just because you have the same problem I do, is that need to do some planning for who's going to manage your intellectual property after you're gone, in case your family doesn't want to deal with it. So
yeah, that's a good point. I have not talked about like my intellectual property.
Speaking of family and IP, my dad got another book published.
Oh, congratulations to him.
I have
totally
seen that
forgot.
I've seen that on social media. Some of it coming from, I guess, his fiance.
Sure. His what?
Aren't they supposed to get married at Balticon?
Yeah. So I guess fiance / hand fastened partner.
Yeah.
So I think they're a little more than roommates, but yes. His intended.
Yeah, there we go.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I'm very excited for him, and I guess I'm defaulting to managing his IP.
Oh,
I mean, obviously, if he passes first, his widow gets it.
Sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's two questions. One is who's managing the IP, and the other one who's benefiting. And he could have multiple people benefit from the IP as inheritors, but he still needs to have one person or one entity manage it, whether that's a business or a person.
Yeah. He's making dimes over fist.
Dimes over fist. There we go. That sounds about right.
I hope he didn't go through KU.
Oh,
no, he went for a small publisher. He's horribly excited about online, although I think he doesn't mind being EPUB'd, but especially considering he's retired at that age, if he can't hold it, it's not a real book. Yeah.
So what's KU done that we need to be warned about?
No, it's just that KU doesn't let you go wide, and
they've got a rights grab thing.
It's a rights grab thing, yeah.
Yeah, but the Kindle Select thing is all about what do you have? What do you want to do in terms of reaching online users? But
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I've got a couple of my books that are and in Kindle Select right now because um that's they're lost leaders. They're to get people interested. So
Yeah, that's smart. You have enough content to where you can do that.
well, not yet. I've got enough lost leaders out there. Now I need to start putting out some profit content.
Oh, I see. You made all the come get it,
Yes, yes.
content, but the actual, it for them to come get is
Yeah.
still
I
on the
need to
book.
start publishing some of the it. Uh,
Awesome. Yeah, me too. Okay, well, let's get into another sprint, our second sprint.
Okay.
Let's do this in 3, 2, 1. Sprint.
Back to work.
Back to work.
Hello, I'm back in my house.
Yay, back in the house.
And in my walk, I got 4,000 steps.
Nice.
Nice.
Way to catch up.
So
I got my groceries delivered and put away, and actually had a couple minutes left there to do some editing.
Nice.
Yep.
I think I've finished my Substack. I asked some questions, but I also got some more water and took care of myself a little bit. Shannon popped in. Hi, Shannon. She's just lurking while working. She was a poet, didn't even know it.
What a lunch.
nice, nice. Before my
Another-
walk, I had some pink lemonade and some cheddar and sour cream chips.
Mm,
There we
that
go.
looks delicious.
Yep.
I like the
So-
baked ones.
Sorry.
Mhm.
I put my phone on the stand opposite how I normally do it. So it's like going in for the camera on this side and it's on that side.
It's on that side.
I got more popcorn, but I haven't opened it yet.
I don't have any snacks.
How can you not have snacks?
Because I'm a pothead and I eat.
Okay.
I
Because the
plugged
snacks
in my
did not survive
phone
otherwise. No.
and I'm dropping 1% every 20 seconds. So I might have to hop off for a bit and come back. Like
You
I
think?
plugged in when I sat down like 2 minutes ago at
Mhm.
25% and I'm at 10%. So I'll be back in like 10 minutes. Okay.
Okay.
That's a rather
you.
precipitous power drop.
Yeah. The StreamYard steals a lot of memory and heats up the phone a great deal too.
I will admit I have not streamed off of any of my devices yet.
I have this guy which likes to like refocus me no matter where I move.
Okay.
And then I got this guy, which is a much better camera than my professional camera. Funny enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what the film industry has been discovering, right? The iPhones came out, and it's like it's better than their $4,000 cameras, so they start filming movies in iPhone.
Or the 5D, which was episodes of House was filmed with a 7D.
Really?
That's I'm like, yes, a 7D has been on my shopping list for a while.
I remember when the 4D came out, and it was like, this camera captures so much resolution, there doesn't exist a monitor that can display it all.
Right.
And it's like, isn't that kind of a waste at that point?
At that point, unless you are doing billboards, why do you need it?
Yeah.
Why do you need it? Andy got another scene edited. Now to switch the laundry, get to the last scene.
Ooh.
That is a good feeling.
When
When you're like a couple of chapters or a couple of pages to the last scene, to the aftermath, and that's my favorite.
I have to admit, not so much when I'm writing, although a little bit, but when you're writing the first draft, it's always like the end of the book could come in closer, it could keep moving out farther, and you keep chasing it. But when you're editing, it's always nice to pass that halfway point, because it always seems like the back half moves faster. When you're doing edits.
I'm slowly editing my vampire romance, my lesbian vampire romance, and before the April release, because I was like, I have 20,000 words. Let's spit it out and see how people like it. And autocorrect is a problem.
Yes, autocorrect is definitely a problem,
especially with names.
Mm-hmm. And when you're writing in a vernacular that autocorrect is not trained on.
If there are speech patterns that it doesn't recognize, it will try to autocorrect you. Yes.
Yeah. And I definitely noticed that trying to write in a British style when things are all trained for American English, and it's like,
well, Grammarly is bad about. I wouldn't say bad. It kind of like at the beginning, it's like, hey, you did this thing that is British. Do you want to do British grammar or do you want to do American grammar? And yeah, so I had to definitively say I'm definitely writing in American.
But yeah, sometimes you've got you've got characters from both, and it's like, okay, this is where I'm going, but I have to make exceptions for every time this person speaks. Yeah.
Oh, that's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Just another thing you have to edit out.
Mm-hmm. Fortunately, the character I'm dealing with is Canadian, not British, but they still pick up a lot of stuff from us, and they have their own turns of phrases. But fortunately, he doesn't have too many lines, but he's still there.
Gotcha.
But yeah, right. That kind of thing becomes a problem when you're writing international adventures. Because it's like, okay, my characters are dropped into a foreign country and I'm doing my best to represent the foreigners, even if they're speaking English. Well, they're not foreigners, they're natives. We're the foreigners. My characters are the foreigners. But the people they're meeting are speaking their language, or they're speaking English, and may still use some of their construct
verbiage. Yeah.
Interesting if I ever meet a Spanish person who doesn't speak very good English.
Spanglish.
Yeah. But you get all kinds of different grammar patterns in that, because it's not from English. It's from a different.
It's like writing Janglish, like it's the grammar setup is different, and they might sound like they are talking out of turn. Like, computer doesn't recognize that.
I'm definitely going to be dealing with that in this whole series, because because these characters are not going to Britain unless the whole thing the series is ending. So they've got a whole
that
world
would be the aftermath. That would be the aftermath.
Yeah. They can't go home till the mission is done.
That is the upside to writing adventure, is that you just do a cliffhanger at the end of your books, and then
at the end of the books. No, the cliffhangers to get you from chapter to chapter. The end of the book, you never leave a cliffhanger, because that just pisses off readers.
Okay, there has to be some closure.
But you have closure, and then you have a hook for the next adventure. But other than that, you're good. But it's not a cliffhanger.
That's true. I like putting a hook at the end so that a sequel can happen.
Nobody's going to die, but you've got a clear sign of where the adventure is going next.
Right. Exactly. Okay, here we go. third
Time to-
sprint. Last sprint? Why are you?
The creatures of the night, they make such beautiful music.
Okay. We
Hey,
are back.
You're back.
I
Take a
am.
break. Yep.
And reading a physical book.
Ooh.
I was sitting at my bedside waiting for the charge to get above 20 so I could power back on and I just happened to have on my bedside.
Movies and lattes.
So, and I think we already know where I am on the, cozy fantasy.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody keeps saying it's, top of the game. So,
Okay. Ooh, another scene edited. Ooh, book is so good. Oh no.
That's not good.
That is suck.
fully charged, no longer yellow.
Okay.
Power button does nothing.
Oh, that hurts.
Also, stupidest power button. I still think it's ridiculous. It's like in the F key row.
Yeah. They're trying to imitate Apple and failing.
I just want an actual button.
Yeah, I have an actual button.
I'm probably going to go get the same model because other than annoyed at the button, it does everything I need it to do.
Do you actually have someplace you can take it to see if it's repairable, or are you just going to say, it's a cheap enough laptop, I'll just buy another one?
I'm just going to go to Best Buy and make myself have a laptop.
Okay.
That's what I did when the previous one's battery decided to go for years.
The battery going whop is a different kind of thing, but
than me dumping a cup of water on the laptop keyboard.
Okay. It's your computer. Yeah.
Ouch.
But, so, I don't think I had more than a year warranty on it.
I will admit I've never dumped a drink into a computer, but whenever I've had something go, I've always tried to get some repairs done. That's me.
Yeah, I totally repair desktops, but laptops are a little more.
They can be more difficult, yeah. But I would hate to find out that the only thing wrong with it is that key needs replaced.
I mean, I could rip the key out and see, but I don't really think that's.
Yeah.
It's a sad day.
It's a sad day. We mourn Morgan's laptop.
So my local Best Buy closes at 6 Eastern, but the one at the next town over, which is like probably the same amount of time from here, closes at 7. So I'm probably going to hop in my car in about 5 minutes and head that way.
Yeah.
So my phone plugged in is exactly as much charge as I need to keep it from draining while I'm streaming.
Okay.
Ooh. That is dark.
Yeah. I've never had those kind of power issues where you can actually watch the numbers change.
Yeah. Well, when it's below like 20, sometimes the percentage is not real.
Accurate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, and it was, getting hot because it'd been outside and streaming. So the heat definitely impacts the battery.
I can see that having an effect.
So turning it off for 10 minutes, charging it, and then powering up was fine.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's see, how did I spend my sprint? I was reprimanded for getting torn away from my computer last night. And then they were like, "Oh, forget it. My business."
Why would people reprimand you?
Because I recommended the movie and then I wandered away during the movie and didn't come back.
Well, had you seen it before?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And
we
it was
need
my
some side
choice.
eye. That's some side eye.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm side-eyeing myself. Yeah.
So
I should have said something.
Speaking of wandering off, I remember how last time before I said I got given ADHD meds for a 6-year-old.
Right.
You're going to drug you like a 6-year-old.
Right. They were going to drug me like a 6-year-old. But my pharmacy has been back, like out of stock for 4 months in that medication. So I called my work's prescription mail order thing, and they didn't have it either. But CVS had suggested Walgreens might, and I called Walgreens, and they said they had it. So,
oh, cool.
So I'm waiting for like a 6-year-old yet.
Right. So I'm waiting for Walgreens to tell me they have it.
Nice.
So yeah. So that's the update on my
medication journey.
Medication / binge reading journey.
Yeah.
/ ooh, shiny.
Yeah.
So
ooh, shiny.
I actually got in some editing, but I'm getting a little irritated with some of the editor comments wanting me to describe every little thing, and it's like,
oh,
okay,
because they're trying to treat it like fantasy, and it's
actually I think they're trying to treat it like YA fantasy, but because it's
or
like
literary fiction.
Or literary fiction.
I went through the approach in writing this is like I will describe things that are different and unusual.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that the character is going to pay attention to. You know, if it's weird, he's going to try to describe it. If it's something that looks familiar, he's going to minimally describe it.
Unless it annoys the bleep out of him, in which he's going to rant about it.
Yeah.
I do like the rant about it technique for info dumping.
Yeah. Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Sarah doesn't
do not describe things that don't matter.
Either.
Frustrates me to read stuff. Yeah. And it's I don't want to semaphore to the reader that, oh, this is important because I'm bothering to describe it.
Right.
But so I will, like I said, I will describe strange and unusual things that may end up being important. I may skip over things that end up being important later because they were commonplace from the point of view of the character.
Sure.
For instance, my characters are hiring a it's a catechist.
Oh, catechist.
My character is not hiring a catechist. They are hiring a horse cart, a dirty horse cart that is being run by an old man and is being pulled by an aged horse that looks like it probably should have been put out to pasture a while ago.
How dirty is it?
And that's the thing. She wants to know exactly how dirty it is. She wants a description of the horse. You know, they're going somewhere. They want to know what the neighborhoods look like. It's like the neighborhoods aren't important. We're going through them. And it's
she's like, you're telling and not showing, and
yes, I'm dropping the unimportant stuff because
it's also horrible for pacing.
Yeah.
It's horrible for pacing. It's not giving your reader enough credit.
Yeah.
For another. Yeah. So we have two choices. We can do another sprint and run a little bit over, or we can call it so that Morgan could go to Best Buy and buy a new laptop.
I was going to say it looks like we're about to go with Morgan on the journey to Best Buy to get her new laptop.
That smile.
I think her signal may have just frozen because she doesn't seem to be blinking or anything.
It's a great face to freeze on, though.
Yeah.
You have to admit. Okay, so if you liked this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you want to see more streams like this one, you can usually find us on Morgan's channel on Sundays at 4:30 Eastern. Yeah, good freezy face. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to be freaking out about.
Yeah. Admittedly, this editor had not read my stuff before, which was
okay.
Partially that was what I wanted, because I wanted to make sure that the story made sense to people who hadn't read any of the previous works. But
they are expecting more out of the story.
Yeah, don't steer me into writing your story.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but yes, freezy face.
Yeah. And I have a kitty. Oh, looks like we're losing Morgan.
You might want to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when we go live, and we will catch you guys on the flip side.